Okie dokie, friends, this is it. Chapter 7, we're going to finish the book. All right, Chapter 7, page 97, Ninja Fighting. Ninjas didn't fight like the samurai. They didn't have a set of rules to follow. They never fought anyone face to face unless there was no choice. Ooh, they attacked from the back. Ninjas struck people from behind by throwing knives or darts from their hiding places. Often, their victims didn't know what hit them. Obviously. All right, page 98. The Chicory Key was a hollow stick about 2 feet long with a chain at the end. The chain had spikes on its tip or a ball with lots of sharp points. Ninjas used their Chicory Key to tangle up their enemies' weapons. They could also hit someone with it and then quickly fit the chain back into the hollow stick. No one knew that a deadly weapon was hidden inside a plain old stick. Shuriken were sharp pieces of metal that came in different shapes. They made good tools for digging, cutting rope, or removing nails. And you've maybe seen these before, just like what Jack says over here. He says on the side that shuriken are also known as throwing stars, ninja stars. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen those before. Shuriken could also be used as weapons. Ninjas could slash someone with their shuriken or throw them to distract people or slow them down. Yikes. They may have also dipped them in poison and buried them in hopes that an enemy might step on one. Rough life. Hold on, my pages are stuck together here. Page 100. A fukaya was a blowgun about 3 feet long. Ninjas used them to shoot darts at their victims. Some of the darts were tipped with poison. It took a lot of practice to use the fukaya. Ninjas worked to be strong enough to hold the gun up for long periods of time. They also learned to control their breath so that they could make sure the dart went the right distance. The harder they breathed out, the farther the dart went. There are stories that ninjas used their blowguns as snorkels when they hid underwater or in the snow. Ninjas also used the same weapons that regular soldiers used. They were skillful with short swords, knives, bows, battle axes, and spears. But if they were spotted carrying weapons of any kind, their secret was out. Nightingale Floors, page 102. No one was ever really safe in feudal Japan, even people who lived in the most protected castles. For extra security, they hid weapons all over the place. To feel safer, people put special floors called Nightingale Floors in some of their palaces. The floors had nails and hinges that rubbed together when someone walked over them. The rubbing created chirping noises that sounded like birds. That's what nightingales are, birds. The sounds alerted people in the castle when someone was there. Nijo Castle was built nearly 400 years ago. Its nightingale floors are still chirping away today. Chapter 8, The End of Ninjas and Samurai, page 105. Everything comes to an end. For the ninjas, their end came after a battle over control of their lands. For the samurai, Japan itself changed and became a new nation. Ninjas began to fade away long before the samurai. They had lived for many years in their mountain villages without control from daimyos or shoguns. One of the most important ninja clans was the Iga. In 1579, a warlord named Oda Nobunaga wanted to rule the Iga ninjas and their lands. But these ninjas heard about his plan. They attacked his castle and burned it to the ground. To punish them in 1581, Oda Nobunaga led 40,000 warriors to fight 4,000 Iga ninjas in their hilltop fort. He and his army attacked from all directions. Though the ninjas fought bravely, the huge army was too much for them. Annie tells us Oda Nobunaga paid ninjas from another clan to fight with him, so they weren't even all his people that he had helped train. He bought other people so that specifically these Iga ninjas would pay for what they did. Oda Nobunaga captured the fort and killed many ninjas and their families. The ninjas who escaped made their way to other parts of Japan. This battle ended a time when ninjas were free to rule over themselves. From then on, the ninja way of life gradually disappeared. End of the samurai. The samurai lasted longer than the ninjas, but over 400 years ago, Japan began to change. Cities grew and many people left the countryside to work in them. The samurai began to work in government offices rather than on the battlefield, although their military skills were still important to them. About 150 years ago, as it became easier to be in touch with other countries, there were many changes in Japan. The shoguns and daimyos lost power. In 1868, the government took away their lands. So Jack tells us during this time is when the emperor became more powerful than the daimyos. With the end of the daimyos, the samurai lost their jobs. In 1876, a new law said that they could no longer carry their precious swords with them. Japan had entered a new world, and it didn't include samurai warriors. Samurai today. As the years passed, men from samurai families often became top business and government leaders. Today, many Japanese honor their samurai ancestors. They continue to think that honor, hard work, self-control, and respect are the most important things in life. Those are a lot of our character traits. They are important. Some Japanese still perform tea ceremonies and practice many of the old skills like sword fighting and archery. And for fun, Japanese kids watch TV shows and movies about samurai and ninjas. There are places in Japan today that help people imagine what life was like so long ago. Many samurai castles and tea houses are still standing. They remind us of a time when warriors fought without any fear of death. And they also remind us of a time when ninjas carried out dangerous secret missions in a world that was often at war. And that's the end. And obviously, just like at the end of all of our fact trackers, there's some places where you could get some more information if you are interested in learning more about ninjas and samurai. And obviously, you can always ask your school or your public librarian to request books for you if you don't have them in your library already. All right, thank you guys for reading Ninjas and Samurai with me, and I'll see you guys soon. Love you, bye.